This brief video is to help you, the customer, understand the importance of regular brake maintenance, the parts involved, and the way we do a brake service. Regular maintenance is important to help reduce unexpected, costly repairs. The technician starts the brake service by raising the vehicle on the hoist and removing all of the wheels. We'll start here where the vehicle is already up and the wheels are removed. First, a thorough inspection of all the brake hoses, brake lines, and hardware, checking for cracks and excessive rust, loose or missing fasteners, and leaks in the system. If the caliper does not slide properly, it will lead to premature wearing of the brake pads and excessive heat in the rotors, causing rotors to warp and the brake pedal to pulsate. Then we remove the brake pads from the caliper bracket and check the pad for premature wear, cracking, glazing, and uneven wear. The technician now measures the brake pads with a brake gauge, visually checks the brake pads for signs of abnormal wear. These would all be signs that the brake pads are not moving freely. After this inspection, the tech removes the brake caliper bracket and measures the rotor for thickness. There is a factory minimum thickness that the rotor must meet. If the rotor requires machining, it cannot measure below its minimum thickness or it must be replaced. We now remove the brake anti-rattle clips from the caliper bracket. Then the technician removes all signs of rust from under the clips. If not removed, the rust creates unwanted buildup, causing the brake pads to get stuck in the holder and not move properly. After this step, the tech removes rust from the contact points on the brake pads to allow the brake pads to move freely in the holders. This next step is extremely important. The technician applies M77 lubricant to the brake caliper holder. This special lubricant withstands high temperature, does not dry out, and reduces the formation of rust. It's also a water repellent and is stronger in its lifetime compared to aftermarket lubricants, which do not hold up as well under our extreme weather conditions. The technician applies the anti-rattle clips, checking for proper fit, and applies M77 to the other side of the brake caliper holder. The technician removes the brake caliper slide pins, checking the boots for tears and rips. He then removes the old lubricant from the slide pins and applies a special silicone lubricant. The brake silicone lubricant that he is applying disperses water, and it won't affect the rubber slider boots, causing them to swell, and it reduces the formation of rust. Now the technician checks again for proper pin movement after installation, and then installs the caliper bracket. Torques fasteners to factory specs, and then applies M77 lube to the brake pad contact points. This helps the pads to move more freely and to stop rust from forming on the brake pads. He also applies the lubricant to the outside surfaces of the brake pad to stop them from squealing. He then checks the caliper for loose or leaking parts, again verifying movement of brake caliper pins. Then he reinstalls the brake caliper and torques the brake fastener to specification. And now we move to the rear brakes, which are drum brakes and operate differently from the front braking system. The technician removes the rear brake drums, checking for signs of overheating and excessive rust buildup. Rust, as with most everything, is a menace, and it's most important to eliminate any and all rust buildups at routine maintenance intervals to prevent costly repairs in the future. We then check the brake shoes, looking for signs of cracking, glazing, or missing components, in addition to looking for signs of leaks from the wheel cylinder. We now check the brake shoes, the tension of the brake springs, and self-adjuster to make sure that all components are moving freely. Then we measure the brake drum with a micrometer to make sure the thickness is within factory specifications. We then proceed to remove the rust and dirt buildup on the wheel hub assembly and then apply M77 lube to the outside of the hub to help prevent rust from forming and preventing the drum from seizing to the hub. Now we apply lubricant to the backing plate at all contact points of the brake shoes. This prevents noise when you apply the brakes and prevents buildup of rust. Our final check is to ensure that all hardware is connected and everything is moving properly and no noises are evident. Then we install the rear brake drums. Apply M77 to the outside of the drum surface to prevent the rim from seizing to the drum and prevent the formation of rust. Now he puts the wheels back on the vehicle and snugs the wheel nuts. Once the vehicle is back on the ground, we then torque the wheel nuts to factory specifications with a torque wrench. This is an added step that many garages do not do. This allows easy removal of wheel nuts and does not warp rotors or drums from uneven tightening. Thanks for listening. We now hope you have a much better idea of the importance of routine maintenance that helps reduce large repairs and increases the life of your vehicle.